What's up, fight fans? This is Counterpunch with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Artur Beterbiev, Anthony Yarde, Rumble, Young Men Rumble. Let me tell you, this fight was a very, very entertaining fight. Boxing won today. Okay, Anthony Yarde, UK's own, came in and challenged the unified champion, the IBF, the WBO, and the WBC light heavyweight champion of the world, Artur Beterbiev. He came out first round, ding ding. Came out with feints, shoulder roll. He proved to be quicker, but not precise. He did get the shots off. He got a couple right hands in that made Artur Beterbiev understand that, listen, this is not the run-of-the-mill guy that I'm accustomed to. Not saying that these guys are, but Anthony Yarde definitely established who he was in the first round. First round, I gave it to him. Second round, Artur Beterbiev started coming in with the jab, okay? And the jab was one of those punches that tend to be a great scoring weapon for Artur Beterbiev. Then, of course, came the feints of his own. And when I mean the feints of his own, I mean definitely the looping punches. Okay, the jab that loops up to a left hook. He caught Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde kind of buckled in the second round. So I give that round to Beterbiev, okay, the champion. Round three, more of the same. I think that was the first time the mouthpiece popped out when Artur Beterbiev started to land the jab at will and establish that jab. Remember, I mentioned the jab earlier in the second round, the round before, and he started to do that. And I wondered, okay, what's going on with Anthony Yarde? Is he getting tired or what? I noticed that, you know, when someone keeps that kind of pressure on you, which Artur had, you get tired quicker. And when you get tired, it's hard to play a poker face when you're tired versus being hurt. I'm going to say that again. It's better to be hurt than to be tired, because when you're tired, it's hard to fake that you're tired or not. Okay? But rounds four, I think some of the same. Jabs landed, forcing Yarde to the ropes. So there he's starting to throw that left hook down to the body, coming up upstairs, catching Yarde, hurting Yarde. Yarde just showed that he was tough. He was proving himself, you know, liable, okay, that he was something to deal with. He's not going anywhere, and he was landing rights of his own, jabs to the body. You know, he had a check left hook that he kept using, which I think that he could have put more stank on it. He could have sat down on that shot more, because Artur Beterbiev at times was right there at him. But the thing is, Artur knows where he's at. He can display his full short-handed attack. And when I mean that, he has these short hooks, and they're so devastatingly hard, you know, that they'll hurt you. And they started hurting Yarde. Bars. So, fifth round was probably one of the best rounds in the fight, where Artur basically did what he normally did, you know, use the jab, set up right hands to the body, right uppercut, left hook upstairs, chopping overhand right, forcing Yarde into the corner. This time Yarde spinned out, you know, got him back in the middle of the ring, and then out of nowhere, bang! Yarde catches Artur Beterbiev with one solid shot that I think caught and hurt Artur Beterbiev. Artur was just better at taking it, but you could still, he kind of bounced around. Anthony Yarde went to work. He went to work trying to get that guy out of there to see where his legs were, because that's the defining factor. If you got a guy that has wobbly legs, knock him over. Okay, that's a rule. If you see his legs do a funny dance, you've hurt him with something upstairs. Because if you hurt him to the body, he would just stop and look at you, or just drop to the floor or the canvas, right? No. With punches upstairs, those legs do a little dance. Round six, after that, though, Artur started throwing these small, short, classic Beterbiev shots, quick on the inside, coming in, landing these shots. And by round 6, Anthony Yarde's face looked bloody, okay? His right side it had blood all up under the bottom. He looked like he had been mauled by some type of vicious animal in Canada somewhere. But this vicious animal name was Artur Beterbiev, okay? Now, fair play to Anthony Yarde, though. Tit for tat. Tit for tat. Rounds number 6, Artur Beterbiev got his first cut. Okay? And he was bleeding. He was bleeding. Round 7, he got headbutted. It was a clash of heads. I don't think it was intentional, but that cut opened up worse. So now we got 2 guys bleeding. Not profusely, but bleeding enough to let each other know, like, look, these guys are in a real fight here. And not to mention, I think it was all rounds 4. Let me bounce back to 4 because I forgot to cover something. That's when the right eye of Yarde started to swell and give him problems, okay? So that also happened. So it was a progressive thing. Round 7, more of the same. Those barrage of punches kept getting more consistent by Artur. It looks like he was just trying to really apply the pressure on that guy. And round number 8, again, battle. Yarde was moving. You could tell his arms were getting kind of fatigued, but he was still landing shots and things like that until he leaned into a shot that he did not see. Down goes Anthony Yarde. He kind of sit there for a while, gained his composure. He did get up. The referee let him back out. And then here comes Artur again. Artur started chopping with these overhand right hands. Each time he threw one of those blows, Yarde dipped down. And when he dipped down, people, and fell for that second time, it was almost went like Kenny Porter taking out Sean Porter. It was like that. Like, look, no. But this was worse, though, because you could clearly see that Anthony Yarde was hurt. Tonde did a good job. I take my hat off to him. I will talk to him soon. But as far as anything else goes, great fight. Really great fight. You guys tell me what you think and where these guys go from here. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!